So what types of events does Plugged In put on?
We have a range of events, mostly performance type events. We have our 2 charity concerts during the school year and 1 during the summer. And we have also the regular Needham events such as the Harvest Fair and the Spring Fair and now New Year's Needham, which has come along. And with the Needham 300 coming up starting in November, Plugged In is going to be having an entire night of performances at Memorial Field on July 2nd, which is very exciting to look forward to. Yeah. So that'll be a showcase for kids who haven't gone away anyway, because summer's a little tough. We don't ever know who's going to be around. But I'm sure we'll be able to put a whole bunch of fine bands up there. I guess we get an entire evening to do that with my friend Al Kennedy doing the sound like he does for the 4th of July with the full PA setup. It's going to be, and I think fireworks too every night. I think there's 4 nights of fireworks coming up for that too.
Great.
But we're looking forward to maybe having events in the Great Hall as well. The Great Hall is going to open up, as you know, and
yeah,
it's going to be a very interesting situation with, you know, a place in the middle of town where everybody can perform and all different kinds of shows can take place and really bring Needham into a sort of focus in the downtown area that we haven't ever had before.
That's really great exposure. Everyone's going to see that. So
it's going to be, and it's not going to be just Plugged In. I mean, there's going to be so many different opportunities for performances and you know, not just music, but who knows what. It's right now it's a wide open thing. Sandra and I are actually on the committee for the use of the Great Hall, and we're looking forward to seeing that through and putting in our 2 cents that there's got to be some music in there too. I'm sure there's going to be performing arts at plays and other dramatic productions in there too.
Sounds good. Sounds real good.
I was just going to say one thing more about the night when they pick the charity. So we have, at the beginning of the term, we have this evening that's called Community Engage, and it's when the kids get together and they stand up and present a charitable cause that they want the concert to raise money for, and then they vote. And one of the other things we have happen at this evening is we invite an adult who's using music or art for social change somewhere in the world come and speak to the kids. And just present as a role model, as a, you know, how a career could take place that might involve arts and social change and social consciousness. And I think what we've heard from the students is that's a really great experience for them to have role models like that.
Nice. Absolutely.
And we're also developing other types of new programming. We'd like to make new ideas for engaging older students, that we sometimes find that around 16 or so the students tend to move on, and we're trying to find ways to keep them engaged and in meaningful activities.
Yeah, our Plugged In alumni, which is a growing group.
Yes.
We, since we've been in since 2002, number of our kids who have been in have now graduated from college, and so, and some of them have ended up back in the local area. So. And
they really feel a lot of love towards Plugged In. You know, sometimes they help us out at gigs, moving equipment, because we're getting kind of old. And and it's so cute. Like, you know, we say to them, "Thank you so much," and they say anything for Plugged In. You know, they really feel a sense of giving back, which is really sweet.
That's great.
And we're also working on a possibility of having an overnight summer camp this summer. Wow. That is a global summer camp where we'd have some visiting instructors from different countries, and it would be the same sort of model of Plugged In, but in a 3-week program where they would choose a charity and write songs about it. So that's in development.
Wow.
So we'll see how that goes, and all sorts of other interesting ideas.
There's, you know, somebody wants us to present at TED this year. You know what TED is?
I've heard of that.
It's this international conference where people get up and give a little 5-minute presentation about what they're up to, and that doesn't really encapsulate TED. I don't think it's. There are a lot of really genius people I've seen. You can go to YouTube and see the TED presentations, and there are a lot of people who are really. Anyway, this one guy on the board of directors is like, "You guys ought to present at TED. This is just a great idea." And we're sort of like, you know, we feel that might work, might be interesting, but we have to worry right now about the fact that we were getting the Distinguished Graduate of Needham High School Award coming up this fall. We're sharing this award.
All right.
Distinguished Career? Is it what? I don't even know the title of the award. Anyway, it's being presented by local dignitaries. We've been informed, and so we have to deal with this speech first. how to understand when, you know, I went to Needham High School, we both did.
Yeah.
So we came up from Needham and we've seen many versions of Needham. in terms of our social interaction with it. But now we're at this point where we're kind of astounded. I think I am anyway, to feel like now it's come full circle and we're being recognized for our contributions to Needham as a town, and you know, proud but kind of amazed that it's come around to this. Because I mean, I was not a good student. I was not a very good student. I got out of high school, you know, and I did a little music school, and then I've worked at WGBH for 28 years next week. Wow. And that's been quite an amazing odyssey for me. I've had a long and interesting career at WGBH, but now my heart is really with Plugged In, and that's what I'm hoping to move from WGBH to Plugged In and really concentrate my effort over there and not be, you know, trying to span so many.
Wear too many hats.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I hear you. It's a lot on the plate. It sounds good, though. I mean, it sounds like you're moving in the right direction.
We also have a lot of organizations that want to partner with us. There's an organization called Genuine Voices that's a nonprofit music program that brings music to kids in transitional housing or juvenile detention homes. And we've been invited for our students to volunteer and teach lessons at a transitional home in Needham for some kids. And you know, we constantly get inquiries, so it's a really great way for musicians to get connected, not just in Needham, but all over the city and state, and have opportunity to help others with music.
Nice. How is Plugged In sponsored?
Well, it's a 501c3 nonprofit. Right up until this point, it's been primarily funded through tuition, and but we do have a very strong scholarship fund where we never turn any student away for financial reasons. But the way we've been able to do that is by Tom never getting paid, and you know, by really being careful financially. But now, as I said, we have a board of directors, and we're really working on grant writing, fundraising, and hopefully that will happen, and then we'll be able to, you know, some of our goals are to, you know, increase the amount of students, increase the programming, which we've talked about. We'd like eventually to get a new location. Right now we're in a tiny little garage. It's adorable, and the kids love it, but we have basically one space, although we're working on getting a second space. So hopefully the funding will come not just from tuition, but from other sources.
We need to get over that hump, because tuition will only carry you so far. We only have so many hours in the week we can function in one space, and we have another space which is just about ready to come online, where we'll be able to store some things that we have in one room in another room, and turn a room that's currently our office, I think, into a silent practice room with a centralized monitoring of, you know, everybody on headphones type of thing, electronic drum set. And so that'll be an interesting experience for the kids who have all been, you know, wailing away at full volume, suddenly to be listening closely to what they're doing.
Right.
And I think I think that's going to be a popular room, but it isn't quite online. I think that the first time we're going to be able to get that online will be the next term that starts in January.
Yeah, and we would like to have a recording studio. We've talked about a radio station. You know, so we have a whole bunch of ideas that if we had a larger location, that we could definitely.
Yeah. Couldn't Needham use a community radio station?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. That'd be great.
And we want to figure out more ideas for programming that would engage the kids into the charitable work. Yeah. So that takes, you know, more staff into developing the programming and executing it. So.
Sure, definitely. Do you guys have a website or a direct email?
We do. www.pluggedinband.org is our new website that we got as a gift from the BU.
Right, to the Boston University School of Digital Imaging Arts. We applied for this practicum, yes, where the students completely redesigned our website, and it looks fantastic.
Oh, right, nice, very cool.
Thank you, BU.
Yes, thank you.
BU.
And we're also at Facebook at Plugged In Band. That's our Facebook page. And Twitter.
Are we twittering much these days?
Well, we Twitter from Facebook to Twitter. It feeds over there.
Oh, yeah. And when is the registration for the new term?
Middle to the end of January. If you send us an email, we'll be able to get in touch with you and keep you informed about every upcoming development.
All right. Well, coming up, we're going to have a band come in. They're called the Gutterheads. They are a plugged-in band.
Plugged-in alumni band.
There we go. What can you guys tell me about these guys?
Well, they're great. I mean, now they're 19, I guess, and 20 or something like that.
About
And
that.
they started, you know, in early high school. Just absolutely wonderful kids who have just been great team players, great role models for the younger kids. Always just very loving and great musicians. They've really grown a lot.
Two twin brothers and a friend of theirs from around the corner and one of our favorite drummers. So you're gonna love them.
Sounds
Very
good.
talented.
Very
and
good.
nice.
Well, looking forward to it. And thanks for coming on to the show.
Thank
And
you.
look for Plugged In, everyone. Plugged In Teen Bands.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming
Nice
on.
show.
You got it.